What is up, weather enthusiasts? I'm your host, Pat's Path Predictor. Let's get right into the weather. Alright, so this is the situation we have right here. This is Invest 98L, and we now, yes ladies and gentlemen, now have a 90% chance of development in the next 48 hours. You heard that correctly. 90% chance of development in the next 48 hours. It was at 70% this morning, now we're at 90%. Why? Well, the environmental conditions are starting to get more conducive. The upper level winds, the wind shear is starting to calm down. And another thing I'm noticing from the satellite imagery is that center of circulation is starting to look pretty well defined. There isn't really that much convection there, likely due to some wind shear going on. But that center of circulation does look pretty decent right there. Another thing I'm noticing too is that we do have this one area of this one thunderstorm right there near the center of circulation. Something to definitely monitor too, especially if it kind of clings onto there and kind of guides those storms around the center of circulation. But we'll talk about that in just a second. What we need to talk about right here is this. Showers and thunderstorms do remain disorganized in association with a low-pressure system located over the southeastern Caribbean Sea, about 150 miles east-northeast of Curacao. Again, that's likely because the wind shear that Fiona has been degenerating right there. The upper-level wind environment over the low is expected to become more conducive for development. And, quote, a tropical depression is expected to form during the next day or two while moving west-northwestward at 10 to 15 miles per hour across the central Caribbean Sea. Locally heavy rainfall and gusty winds are likely to affect northwest Venezuela, the ABC island chain, and northeastern Colombia through Friday. Interests in Jamaica and the Cayman Islands should monitor the progress of the system. 90% chance of formation in the next 48 hours, 90% chance of formation in the next 5 days. So that's the big update we have. We do have other model runs that we need to talk to you about. But before we do, we must remind everyone that we are looking at 29-degree warm water right there. The ocean heat content it's about to move through is absolutely insane. Once that it moves to the OHC of like 100, 125, that's when things are going to really start kicking off. And the deep layer shear we are also looking at. As you can see, that wind shear, as Fiona is continuing to move to the north, the wind shear has been kind of really bad here. It's about to move into 5 to 10 knots of wind shear, perfect for development. Let's go ahead and take a look at the track models and intensity. Track models for the 18Z we have right here. We have some keeping it in the between the Yucatan Peninsula and Cuba right there. We have some making landfall in western Cuba right there. We do have our first model runs hitting Florida, but those are like 5 to 6 days out, so anything can change at this point. We are noticing a slight turn more towards the Florida Panhandle, according to the AVNI. The CEMI, interestingly enough, has this moving just west of the Florida Keys and then kind of jerking off towards the west right there. So yeah, that's pretty much what we're looking at with the track models. Intensity models, the CTCI is and HWRF has it as a Category 4 system right here. It's definitely something to keep an eye on. We do have other models having it down to major hurricane status, but pretty much all these models agree that this is going to be a hurricane, likely in the next few days or so. So that's something to keep to take a look at right there. All right, so this is the 12Z run from the HMON right here. We're gonna go ahead and run this for you right here. The HMON has this thing organizing, developing right here. As it starts to strengthen a little bit as it's moving through the Caribbean Sea. Eventually, we're starting to see a little bit of hurricane force winds right there. It does continue to move through here. It hasn't. The HMON, interestingly enough, has this thing making landfall kind of at the Yucatan Peninsula right there, exiting off of there from that. So that's the next 5 days for the HMON right there. Next model we're going to show is the GFS right here. Let's go ahead and pull it up for you guys. If this may take a little bit, but yeah, we'll show you the 12Z because the 18Z isn't out just yet. The 12Z, as you can see right there, continuing to organize, develop right there. You're seeing this. You're starting to see the strength into a hurricane off the coast of Cuba right there. Moves through that strait. It starts to continue to organize and strengthen right there. And then it has it making landfall around, in Florida right there at the Florida Panhandle near Alabama right there, according to the latest from the GFS. Then this thing moves inland, potentially causes a torrential downpour across many parts of the country right there. So yeah, something interesting we're going to have to keep an eye on right there. This is several days out, so anything can change from there. Now we're going to go ahead and show you the H-Wharf right there. The H-Wharf has been pretty interesting as we're taking a look at. The H-Wharf run right here is continuing to organize, develop right here. It starts strengthening a little bit after 60 hours. It has to have tropical storm force winds kind of off the coast of Jamaica right there, as it's strengthening into a hurricane as it's hitting the Cayman Islands right there. And then it approaches Cuba, makes landfall there as a 949 millibar hurricane right there. That's likely high-end Cat 3 strength right there. And then it continues to move through, enters the Gulf of Mexico, and eventually takes the turn like that. And eventually, in the last frame right here, we have it as a 936 millibar hurricane right there, which is likely Category 4 strength according to the H-Wharf, and we do prove that with the intensity system right there. So that's pretty much going to end this video, but before we end it, I have one big announcement. The Pat's Path Predictor channel is having our first interview with a weather YouTuber known as Ethan WX, and we're going to be talking about this new system, the Invest 98L, so please be sure you do not miss it. It will be out on Saturday, so please be sure you tune in and watch that. So with that being said, we're going to wrap up this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you are new. It helps me out, helps me make more videos like these. The goal of this channel is to get more people engaged with weather. Also, be sure to subscribe to Ethan WX. He provides great content. I suggest you check him out. So with that being said, have a wonderful day. Stay safe.